Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's Missy and this is Paul, and today is Paul's 7-month birthday. I'm not going to do an update for him for 7 months because really nothing has changed. He still isn't crawling or really any of that has changed. He is still rolling from his back to his belly and gets stuck. Excuse you. So we've been practicing on trying to go from belly to back, but he's just not into it. We did start baby-led weaning when he turned 6 months, and he had just been playing with the food on the tray, and just this past week he actually started picking up stuff. Eating watermelon and zucchini are like his two favorite things right now. The only other thing that we started doing is sleep. He is now sleeping in his crib instead of mom's room overnight, which is awesome. So I've been liking that. Little baby steps progress. So that's pretty much the only update I have for him. But the point of this video is I wanted to do a pregnancy must-haves. Well, let me rephrase. My pregnancy must-haves. These are all the things, some obvious, not so obvious, that I had to have during my pregnancy. And I wanted to record it before I forget, because if we do end up having a little one, and no, I'm not pregnant right now, not even trying. If we do have another little one, I'd love to see how much that changes, because the list that I looked up when I was pregnant, half that stuff I'm looking now, I was like, yeah, I would never use that. Or I had stuff that were never even listed on any of those lists. So if you are pregnant, hopefully something on my list will help you that you didn't think of or found online. So I kind of divided this into 7 topics areas. They're books, clothes, sleep stuff, personal care, I guess you'd want to call it, miscellaneous stuff, phone apps, and yes, I said apps, plural, and lastly, advice. Okay, so books. I don't think I have many of these anymore. I read them and then gave them away. But the first book I would recommend, just because it's funny and it's a quick read, is Belly Laughs by Jenny McCarthy. My girlfriend recommended this book. Sorry if you see little feet here. My girlfriend recommended this book. It was the first book I read. It was interesting. My pregnancy wasn't anything like Jenny's, but it's just funny to see her take on certain things. So I'd recommend reading that one first. The next one is, I feel like, just a staple every pregnant woman has to have. I used it kind of as reference, and it was the What to Expect When You're Expecting. It's been around forever. Get it. It's like your Bible. Get little, like those little tabs and tab certain areas. It'll walk you through pretty much everything about pregnancy. Most of the book is based on timelines. So where you are in your pregnancy, you can see what's happening with you, what's happening with the baby. Then there's kind of a birthing section on all different types, epidurals, natural. And it's just a great all reference. I think it does actually talk you through the very beginning of when you bring the baby home, like the first 2 weeks. Also, I recommend just do it right now. Go ahead and get What to Expect the first year. And it's the same thing. It's timeline for baby, what to expect with him month 1, month 2, month 3. And the third one, because I was breastfeeding, is by the La Leche League. And it is The Womanly Art of Breastfeeding. Loved this book. I think I power read it in like a weekend, and I held on to it for a really, really long time, and I just sold it on Amazon. Otherwise, I'd show it to you. Great read. I'd recommend if you're breastfeeding to read that one. The next one aren't really books per se. They're journals. I'm a journal person, so if you're not a journal person, obviously this isn't going to be anything you're interested in. So I got 2. This one is by, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, Erin Condon. I actually have her planner too, and I really like this one. I'll do a zoom in on this, but it follows it by week, and you basically, there's like stickers and sections you can put. That's the very first one with my pregnancy test for him, and you can follow it each by week. It's just exciting. Pregnancy is just so much fun. Each week you can just write some stuff in there. I actually reference this back to be like, when did I hear his first heartbeat, or when did I feel him kick me? I recorded that on this little journal. It's so cute to go in your baby box. If you know somebody who's pregnant, this is also a great gift. I don't think this was too expensive, like $15, maybe something like that. Also in the beginning section, I didn't use this too much, but you can record like doctor information, all your doctors that you're seeing. And then I did record some of these doctor visits. So everything you talked about with your doctor, if they took stats, your weight, your blood pressure, things like that. It's just something cool to record. The other one I got was this guy, also on Amazon. And this one's more like a photo journal, I would say. So you fill this out and you can put like your announcements. So like you would put a picture of yourself and then you can fill out some info on there. It's really cute. Both of these would be, these would be awesome gifts to give somebody. So these were a must-have. If I had another baby, I would do both of these over again. Okay, so clothes. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce these right. Probably not. These are palazzo pants. They're like yoga pants. They're like really baggy. These are worn. Here, I'll put a picture of them. It'll do a lot more justice. But what's nice about these is there's maternity is the band on them is really wide, and you can either roll it down or roll it over your belly. I think I did both depending on what it was. I destroyed these. I wore them every single day when I was pregnant. I still wear them postpartum because they're nice, but I do recommend them. They were super comfy. I think they're short sleeve or short leg, so they were nice in the summer because I was pregnant in the summer and the fall. The next one is the belly band. I don't know what I did with mine, so I'll put a picture up here. It's basically, think like a headband that you put around your waist and there's grippies on it, and it goes up here and it goes over your pants. So I used these for mostly work pants when I was still working. So you essentially, depending on how far along you are, when I was super pregnant, I didn't button or zipper my work pants, and you just put these, excuse me, you just put the belly band over your pants, they hold it on. You still have to constantly keep adjusting them, but it was a cheaper fix than buying a bunch of new pants. The next one is this guy. This is called a belly extender. And what you do is you just, again, you're not able to button your pants anymore. These were really good on jeans. You slide these under belt loopholes and Velcro them, and then it basically just holds your pants on. These were very nice. Also a hack when you're not too pregnant, you just don't want that pressure on your belly. Just use a hair tie. You can look it up on Pinterest. Let's see if I can find something, link it. And you just basically tie your hair tie around the button of your pants, loop it through the buttonhole, and then put the other part on your button and hold your pants on. That worked awesome as well. I didn't need this till the very end. I looked it up and I bought it in December, so the last 2 months of my pregnancy. I referred to it jokingly as the belly bra. When my belly got really big, I almost felt like, excuse me, when you got really big in my belly, I just wanted like support. It reminded me of wearing like, just normally wearing like a very loose fitted bra and you really wanted a sports bra. So I got this, it's again called the belly band. It basically kind of goes under your belly and supports it a little bit. That was amazing. I love that. So the last two months of my pregnancy, I just pretty much wore that all day. It's extra support. I'd like to say it helped with back pain, but I don't know if it actually did. The other thing that I got, which I didn't actually use too much, I didn't have this problem, but I probably would have it just a case on hand, were nursing bras, because during your pregnancy, your breasts get bigger, they get tender, and a lot of people were happier wearing the nursing bras. And there's two. So there's one that you would wear every day. Excuse me. There's one that you could wear every day, and then there's one called a nighttime bra, which I wear now nursing him. It's very loose, just minimal support, and you can have easy access if you're nursing. But if you were pregnant and your breasts were tender, I would imagine it would feel really, really nice. Next one is maternity underwear. I really didn't want to spend the money on this, but I just ended up needing them. There got to be a point, it was pretty early on, where I just did not like, it didn't hurt by any means, but I just did not like anything on my belly whatsoever. And the underwear that I was wearing was kind of like cutting on my belly. It wasn't tight by any means. I just hated it. So I ended up getting maternity underwear, and I'm glad I did. And there's kind of two avenues you can go: below the belly or like granny panties above the belly. And I feel like all my friends I talked to, they were diehards for either side. I personally went below the belly. So I had these ridiculously low cut bikinis that I wore that went under my belly. Loved them. They were super comfortable. You were being very, very distracting. The other one that was a must have for me, especially when it got cooler, were maternity yoga leggings. And I liked the skinny fit kind, and I am tall. I'm almost 5'11", so finding tall maternity anything was challenging, but there was a brand, can't remember, put it up here, that were tall, and they were long on me. They went below or over my heels on my feet. They were so comfortable, and I think I had 3 pairs. They're about $35, but they would, the same thing, the belly would go, it had a kind of a thicker elastic band that went over your belly. So amazing. I love those. Okay, so sleep. That started to be okay in the beginning, and then for me was a really bad challenge. So in September, I got a maternity pillow. for my birthday. Life-changing. I still have it now, and if I'm having a bad night, can't sleep, I whip that thing out and I fall asleep so fast. It's nice because it has a section that goes between your legs for hip support. It goes along your back for back support, and then there's a part, it looks like a big C, and there's a part that goes by your face just so you can snuggle. It's amazing. Loved it. The next one I got, I actually brought it with me because I still use it, my knee pillow. So you can see it's shaped like an eye, and it goes in between your knees when you're sleeping. I also use it now when we're co-sleeping. If I bring him into bed, I'm sleeping on my side, so sometimes it gets a little uncomfortable. Not maternity specific, but I definitely used it and would use it again if I got pregnant. My sleep issues started to get really bad around Thanksgiving. So my belly started to just be uncomfortable at night when I was sleeping when it started to get really big. So I got the Boppy pillow wedge, I think it's called. I'll leave it over here. But that was really nice. Even you can see it's not even that thick, but just that little bit of pressure under your belly to support it just felt amazing. So that was something I would definitely use again. The other thing that helped me sleep kind of was Calm magnesium powder. There's a bunch of flavored ones you get. I just got the unflavored one, and I would try to take that about an hour before bed to help with sleep. I don't know if it actually did or didn't. I don't think there's really anything that would have helped my sleep at that point. Starting, like I said, Thanksgiving, it got really bad in December and January every night. I mean, you're already waking up every 2 hours to pee anyway with your bladder issues, but I was waking up with such hip pain because of the pressure and everything, so my sleep was horrendous. I did also try Epsom salt baths. Check with your OB, midwife, or whoever your provider is, just to make sure that was okay. My midwife said that was okay towards the end, as long as the water temperature was not a certain temperature. I can't remember. We had a thermometer with the baby products anyway, so I made sure it wasn't, and I stayed in there for like 15-20 minutes just to soak pretty much my hips, and the water wasn't even that deep. It just came above my hips so that the Epsom salts did their wonderful magic, and I did that like an hour before bed. Again, didn't completely alleviate my hip pain at night with him, but I was going to try anything at that point. So next, personal care. One of the things that's kind of funny is we have a shower stall. So I thought about this in the beginning. I was like, how am I going to shave my legs when my belly gets really big? And if you go on Amazon, they do sell like these handles you can attach to razors. I don't think they were that expensive. I didn't actually get that. What I ended up doing was my husband had actually broken his leg a few years ago, and we had a shower seat for him to sit on when he was showering, and it was in the basement. I think I just happened to see it. I was like, I'm taking this and bring it in the shower. And I did, and I would just rest my foot on there and shave my legs, and it worked amazing. So that's how I got around shaving my legs, especially when my belly was ginormous and I could hardly bend over. So nausea. What I ended up using for nausea to help me are these two. I got them from Target, I'm pretty sure. This one's traditional medicinals. They make really good tea as well. This one's ginger lemon. And then this brand is from Target, I think. I got that as well. Ginger drops. They're kind of like cough drops. There's no menthol in them, but you get the ginger, which is good for upset stomach. The one that I really liked was the tummy drops. There was a pear flavored, so because ginger can be a little strong, and that one was pretty good. I got this tip from one of my prego moms, was instead of saltines, try Ritz crackers. Don't know why that works, but for me it did. If my stomach was upset, I could just have a couple Ritz crackers and it would kick the nausea faster than saltines for whatever reason. Ginger ale also, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. That does help. I didn't want to be slamming ginger ales because of the sugar every 2 seconds, so I would try the ginger drops first, and if that didn't work, then ginger ale sometimes really helped with the carbonation and ginger combo. I'm breastfeeding, by the way, just in case you were wondering why I'm in weird angles and you hear all these noises. Sorry. The other thing that I was doing when I had upset stomach was Tums, which are, most doctors say, totally safe to do in pregnancy, but after talking with my midwife, she preferred me not to take as many Tums because there are studies saying that you could possibly calcification of the placenta. I'll let you decide if you believe that is true or not. But if you Google it, you can see some research. I still don't think that it's horrible to have Tums, but there was more of a holistic alternative, and that is papaya enzymes. They're chewable, so it's kind of like taking a Tums. It's just not Tums, it's these papaya enzymes, and they help with indigestion. I still take them today because I got this massive 600 count bottle on Amazon, so they work. The other thing that happened to me in the fall. I don't remember exactly when it started, but I started leaking all day, basically peeing my pants. No shame in your game. Your belly's getting huge, your bladder's getting squeezed, so every little thing makes you pee. So what I got was new Cora ultra thin bladder control pads. Originally, I started just using panty liners, but for some reason they get stinkier than bladder control pads. And you can get ultra thin ones. It's essentially looks exactly like a panty liner. Nobody's gonna know. And the new Core brand, I think, is just supposed to be less toxic, so that's why I got that one. I'll link that one over here. And lastly, for personal care, what I needed for me was Tylenol and Benadryl because I got a horrific cold. Oh my God, it was so awful. And you can't really take any cold medicine, but my provider said Benadryl was okay for me to take. Next is kind of just a miscellaneous section. I would totally bring out the yoga ball next time we got pregnant. I got one pretty early on to use as a seat and to do exercises on. And it was super helpful, especially when your belly got big. For whatever reason, when I was pregnant with him, I was super uncomfortable sitting in couches. Any kind of upholstered chair just bothered my back, bothered my belly. I didn't like it. Half the time I ended up just sitting on the floor and actually got really comfortable with sitting on the floor. The other place I would sit would be the yoga ball. So I moved the yoga ball into my office because I was working from home at the time. So I'd sit on the yoga ball. Again, like I said, I do exercises on it. If we were watching TV, sometimes I sat on the yoga ball and just bounced. It was just comforting and I liked it. Do you remember when everybody was wearing riding boots? It was like, I don't know, 5 years ago or so. I had riding boots, and to get them on, I used that boot horn. I just happened to have it. And then when I got to a point where it was really hard to put my sneakers on, like late fall, that was amazing. So if you have a pregnant friend, get them a boot shoehorn. It was life-changing. I can't imagine how expensive that was. I have no idea how old mine was. I'll try to find something on Amazon to link it in case you can. The other one was a sonogram frame. So here's the one I got. Cutesy cutes. That's Paul when he's a little baby. I don't even know how old he was. What does that say? Oh, forever. 11 weeks old. That's how old he was, a little peanut. So I got one of these, put it on my nightstand, looked at it all the time. Super cute. If you have a preggo friend, get them. These mamas want to see their sonograms. So I would definitely have another one of these. So next section, phone apps. I had 4 of them. I know it's a little weird, but I liked tracking things. And some of them had features that I liked, and some of them had features that I didn't. So the main one, what to expect when you're expecting, I had that phone app. That's really cool. The author does like a little video every week to show a little animation of your baby, what they look like. I like that. Me and my husband used to watch it every week when he turned another week old. They also had really good articles, references on the app, but it was a really cool app to have. The other one was Pre-Mom. I can't remember what the benefits for that one. I think it just showed you different things that were going on with your baby. All of them kind of tell you what fruit or vegetable size they are, like what's going on, what they're developing that week and all that good stuff. The third one was Nurture. And that one I would say is the most important to me because I'm following that whole series. It went from a monthly period tracker. Once you get pregnant, it morphs into Nurture, the pregnancy version. And then once you have your baby, it goes into a third one, which I'm blanking, which we use now. That's for tracking him, feedings, sleeping, pooping, what they're eating, all that good stuff. And you don't have to refill it in, it just kind of flows from app to app. So that was one that we really liked. And then the fourth one is called The Bump. I got the free version of that one pretty much just because you could do really cool bump shots. I just took my picture, uploaded it to there, and then I could put the 34 weeks or whatever on there. There was a paid one that you could get where you could put all sorts of cutesy stuff. Like they're the size of a watermelon, 2 more weeks to go. They weigh this much. I didn't pay for it. I pretty much just wanted that little thing that said how many weeks they were. So those were the 4 apps that I used. The last section, advice. If you are pregnant, my advice to you is to read beyond your pregnancy. If you're reading about your pregnancy and reading a bazillion books, that's what I did. Read beyond your pregnancy. I don't know why I didn't do that. So then when we had him, I was kind of like, and my husband's like, what do we do? And I was like, I have no idea. So we were kind of scrounging Google, and I had wished, hindsight 2020, that some of the books that I read when he was born, I wish I had read when I was pregnant and had a lot more downtime, like what to expect when you're What to Expect Your Baby's First Year, I think it's called. I mentioned it in the book section. I'll link it again right here. That one is a great reference to read, and just find some of this. So many baby books, it's ridiculous. I'll try to link some more here. There's one, I think it's As No One Tells You, and one more, this one. It talks about swaddling and all that good stuff. Those three were really good books that I read, and I think we got one from a friend. They're good. Read those now, keep them, and then when you have the baby, hopefully they're right on hand, ready to go. My second piece of advice is to enjoy every second. Sometimes the days are really long, but the months go by so fast, and you may have little discomforts here and there, but it's such an amazing thing being pregnant. I miss being pregnant. Every time I hear one of my friends are pregnant, I'm just like, I want to be pregnant. And right now with COVID and quarantine, everybody's having quarantine babies. I'm slightly jealous. My body's not ready right now to be pregnant. I don't think my husband is either, but I still have pregnancy envy over everybody. And like I said, I have so many friends that are pregnant right now. And yes, I consider Chrissy Teigen one of my friends. But anyway, and my last piece of advice for you if you're pregnant is don't listen to anybody for advice. Trust your mom gut. Your mom gut is right. You can ask people for their opinion, but if you ask people for their opinion, they're going to give it to you. You're not even going to ask people for their opinion, and they're going to give it to you. Trust your mom gut. There's no shame in your game, and just enjoy your pregnancy. Well, that's everything I could think of that I had to have when I was pregnant. I'm sure I'm missing a couple things, but those are the things that I was figuring if we were to get pregnant again, I would need all this stuff and get it again if I don't have it again. Well, that's everything I had for this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a like if you want to see more like this, and we'll see you next time. Bye.